Hey ladies and gents, just a real quick video that I'm going to upload. Got a couple things in the mail, one of them being this Powerhobby heatsink and turbo fan, I guess they call it, or I've heard some people call it. I did not see that on the listing when I bought it, but that's what people are calling it. So I just installed it, and I had to disconnect my light module. One, because my all four LEDs broke, so I had to cut the wire anyway, so this was just sitting in there doing nothing. So yeah, which is kind of annoying. But so the thing that I did not know, and I had to do trial and error, is none of these are labeled. First of all, these are JST connectors, and if you were wondering, yes, they do plug directly into your receiver. The second thing was, these are not labeled plus or minus. I did not know which was which. And I just plugged them in to see what would happen. I plugged in one way, and it just happened to be the right way. And then for shits and giggles, I plugged it in the opposite way to see what would happen, and the fans would not turn on. Meaning these fans will only work when they are plugged in the right way. But, in case... for anybody who is wondering, let me pull one out. If you see on here, if it'll focus, you see there's a little 1 and a 2 on the JST connector. The one that says 1 is ground. That is your black wire. The one that says 2 is your positive or your red wire. And you plug them into your server. Why can't I talk? My receiver. There are 3 pins for each channel. If I can get this in here. There we go. Get your thumbnail to push it in. You obviously do not want to put them on the signal wire. You want to put them on this particular receiver for... oh my gosh. Why can't I talk? On this particular receiver. Yeah, it looks like that. Sorry, I'm exhausted. I just got out of work and just decided to finally hook this thing up and make a little video on it. So I've been outside in the rain all day, freezing my ass off. So I'm a little out of it right now. But anyway, just wanted to show you that the JST connectors do work. Plugging them directly into your receiver, and the number 1 is your black, that's your ground, your number 2 is the red and the power. And as you can see, these things freaking crank air. And another thing that I saw somebody do wrong is you always want, like, it's the same as a computer fan. It's the same as all fans, actually. As you can see down there on the bottom, you always want, like, the frame of the fan pointing towards what you want it blowing at. Actually, let me find another fan real quick so I can show you what I mean. On all fans, you see these 3, 1, 2, 3, like this is where the frame of the fan is. That's the direction that it blows. It blows this way, towards the frame. And that is the same on every single fan. At least every single computer fan, or like this style of fan. They're all exactly the same. Another thing that I saw somebody do wrong is this kit comes with these right here, these spacers. And somebody was arguing with me on an RC group, telling me that those spacers are for the fans, and you're supposed to stand your fans off so they're up in the air, and that's how it blows over the heat sinks and blah blah. No. No. Not at freaking all. If that was the case, they would have gave you 8 spacers. There was only 4. So what has 4 spacers? This has 4 spacers. That is what those spacers are for. They're to be used on the 4 screws that separate the bottom plate from this little top heat sinky part. And you do that in case you have a bigger motor, because this is it's metal, it's aluminum I think, but it's like really flexible. So if you have a wider motor, you can stretch it out a little tiny bit, and you can use those spacers, and you can get a nice tight fit around any motor. It also comes with 2 different size screws, and you want to use the shorter screws around a regular 1/8 scale motor, and you want to use the longer screws if you're using the spacers where you would actually need them. I personally, even though I did not use the spacers, I still use the longer screws just because I want to get as much thread, as much grip in there as I possibly can. Ugh, I know. So yeah, but no, you do not want to use those spacers on your fans. That is not what they're made for, and you are actually doing yourself a disservice by doing that. The way this works, I should have made this video before I installed it, but I wanted to make sure everything was working first. The way it works, the motor sucks in, the fan sucks in air from the top, obviously, and it blows down into the bottom. And if you could see right there and right there, there's these little channels where there is a space that goes from the motor, and it can blow out right here, and it'll also blow through that little channel and blow out here and here. So that moves the most air. When you do it this way, you're forcing air through that channel over your motor and out the fins. That is the most efficient way of doing it. Like when you have water cooling in your computer, do you hook up a fan to your radiator and then put spacers on your fan in between the fan and the radiator to blow air over the fins? No. You want that air blowing through the fins. You want that air pressure to be as high as possible so it can make it through the fins and out of wherever it's supposed to go. In this case, in through here, out through here, and on the sides. And just to show you that, that's why my vape is sitting here, just to show you that this has great air pressure, hooking it up the way that, like this, the way you're supposed to. Turn it on, and I always do this with all fans. And I make sure it's sucking in the direction that you want it to be sucking. As you can see, it is sucking through there, and it is blowing it out the sides. Now, I also do this. I'm going to try to record it. I don't know how good it's going to be. So, as you can see, it has good airflow, as it is. It is sucking in a good amount of air. It is blowing a good amount of air over the motor. And it is working. So the way I have it hooked up right here, like you could turn this if you want. You could rotate the whole thing to be facing whatever direction you want. I wanted mine sticking straight up just because I think it looks the best. And I wanted to make sure that the outputs of air were not being blocked by these cables here. So I just put it up straight, nice and normal. I tried to center it as much as I could. As you can see, the silver lines in there, those are the ridges on the motor. So there's 3 on this side, there's 3 on that side, there's a little tiny bit more on this side, there's like 3 1/4 on this side. So it's a teeny bit off center, but that doesn't really matter. You can put it anywhere on there that it'll fit. So, yep, that's it. Just a real quick video. I'm going to slap this on YouTube now, and yeah, I highly recommend you guys get this kit because it looks awesome, and it is extremely functional. It works very, very well. So that's it. You guys have a fan-freaking-tastic day.